What's up, guys? TJ and Ian here for episode 19 of The Good, the Bad, and the Freaky. Stick around after the jump to find out our top picks in pop culture, movie, science, comics, video game news.
So, my good this week, a couple studios in Hollywood are trying to build some hype for some upcoming films that follow some of my favorite universes. The Young Han Solo movie, which doesn't even have a title yet, but has been a couple of little previews of the cast have been shown, and a lot of people are saying it looks like Star Wars Friends because everyone looks so happy on set.
Yeah, I saw that picture sort of they're on the bridge of the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the thing I noticed was Chewie looked really young,
Yeah,
actually.
it looks awesome. It's really going to be pretty cool, I think.
He's got a great costume. So.
Yeah.
What's your other one?
Alien Covenant also did the same thing, and the Star Wars one came out 2 days immediately after. So I have a feeling that that's just something that they're going to start doing. It doesn't even need a title, just show them the crew on the set and they'll love it.
Right. Yeah, definitely a couple of huge franchises that are getting another installation.
Really excited to see where that sci-fi brings us.
For sure. Well, you're talking about science fiction. I have some science fact for you guys this week. This week, SpaceX, Elon Musk's rocket ship Venture, landed its 10th resupply rocket on Cape Canaveral. So the Falcon 9 rocket went up into space with the Dragon load. It was like 5,000 pounds of supplies for the people on the International Space Station. And the first stage rocket, the Falcon 9, managed to extend its landers and land right on the pad that it took off from.
Which that whole going up and then being able to land without having to recover the rocket out of the ocean means that they can resupply the International Space Station for a tenth the cost they used to.
Yeah, it's very cool stuff. Elon Musk is so inspirational to me, and I'm sure to you.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's just doing things that I don't think could be done if he wasn't leading the charge.
Mm-hmm.
So to see him land that rocket and see, the video, everybody is so pumped.
Yeah. If you haven't seen a video of one of these Falcon 9s landing yet, it is one of the most sci-fi things you could possibly take a look at. It blew me away the first time they succeeded. I was like, whoa, that is crazy.
It is wild. So keep up the good work, SpaceX. Yeah. My bad this week is Guillermo del Toro's Hellboy 3 has officially been nixed. The studio won't be doing it, at least not with Guillermo del Toro and Ron Perlman, who played Hellboy in Hellboy 1 and 2. It's been in development hell for like 8 years.
Yeah.
Development hell. And yesterday, after a Twitter poll, which was basically unanimously voted, yes, we would love to see Hellboy 3, Guillermo del Toro came back and said, it's not happening, guys.
That is kind of disappointing because that's some of the best costume design and stuff in movies.
Yeah, the makeup and special effects are great, and I think that's a lot of because of Guillermo del Toro's vision. I think he slid right into that world of Hellboy. Mike Mignola has come back and said, hey, this isn't the end of the Hellboy franchise. It just is the end of these people working with this property, which, kind of stinks. I would love to see more of them.
Yep.
But Ron Perlman, I think, was the perfect Hellboy.
He really was.
And Guillermo del Toro just seemed like such a natural fit.
I wonder what he'll be up to next.
It will be interesting. I mean, he's got Troll Hunters going on. I know season 2's coming, so that's exciting.
Yeah, I wonder. He's probably very dedicated to that by now. My bad this week is For Honor, the video game. Even though we've had a lot of enjoyment playing it, and it involves a really innovative and visceral combat system. A fighting game kind of comparable to Mortal Kombat, but with a bit more depth. Though it uses a peer-to-peer system, which means you rely on someone else's internet for every match, and this has led to problems with abusing the game system and people being accused of hacking and glitching and stuff, and it is possible to do this. So Ubisoft starts handing out bans. Well, I looked online, and even though we're not having too many problems with connectivity or anything, we've had a generally great time with the game. People have been banned who haven't even bought the game. People are saying, I don't even own For Honor, and I got an email from Ubisoft that says, you're never going to play For Honor either.
Man, that is crazy. It's a shame because it seems like Ubisoft sort of finally has a hit, a game that's been really critically accepted and acclaimed.
Yeah.
But they're having so many struggles with people abusing the system that they put forth. So that is a bummer.
It is. really enjoy the game, but I see the outcry online, and it's kind of hard to ignore.
So moving on to our freakies, I think we both have a comic book this week. My comic is Curse Words. So this is issue 1. Issue 2 came out this week. I picked up an issue 1 and really loved it. It revolves around this ancient wizard from another realm.
Wizard.
Yes, an ancient wizard named Wizard, who was transported to modern-day New York City. We don't quite know why, but he figures out, like, oh, I kind of like it here. You know, they got hot dogs and, and sunbathing and stuff, and so he decides to stick around and change people's lives using his magic, but for a price. So he makes a fortune, you know, like doing magic for pop stars and stuff. But the Council of Wizards who sent him there is not happy with the way things are turning out, and they begin sending a bunch of forces to sort of round him up and get him back on track of whatever plan he had when he originally got there.
It seems like a really colorful, creative book. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, the art is super vibrant and has a lot of really great, exciting tones to it. The cast of characters is great. Wizard is hilarious. It took him a while to sort of get used to modern day New York City, but now he really gets it. And he's got this koala familiar that is hilarious too.
I saw the panel where there's a ton of people surrounding him in what looks like Central Park. And he says, "Just call me Wizard," and blasts off into the sky.
Yeah, and like in this world, nobody has ever seen anything like this, so he sort of becomes a celebrity and stuff. It's super interesting. I'm looking forward to where it goes. It looks like there's maybe a new threat on the horizon.
Some more mythological elements coming in.
Yeah, in this second issue, so I'm looking forward to cracking this open today.
Cool. So my freaky this week is The Wild Storm, DC's new publication. Even though it's not in the normal DC universe alongside Batman and Superman, it's in its own. But the author has made a point that he really likes the idea of xenoarchaeology and ancient aliens and UFO abduction theory and all this kind of insanity around that. And so he has a universe where incredibly powerful tech corporations have gotten their hands on some xenotech and are using it to do crazy underground things.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is pretty wild.
By comparison, it kind of has very muted colors to curse words and whatnot. And it looks like it's going to follow the investigation of these companies and the CEOs and personnel within it, more so than just a classic superhero story. It's got a lot of that corporation espionage.
Gotcha. Interesting. I'll have to take a look. I have not cracked that one open. So.
No, it caught my eye on the DC shelf.
Cool. So that'll do it for this week's The Good, the Bad, and the Freaky.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.